Correspondence with Members, Part 2. Under the Income Tax Act 1961, any company making a payment has to deduct tax at source. If payment is above a certain threshold limit, TDS, i.e. tax deducted at source, has to be deducted at the rates prescribed by the Income Tax Department. The company pays dividend through dividend warrant or electronically, which is by ECS, Electronic Clearing Service, or NEFT, which is National Electronic Fund Transfer. Third, letter for issue of bonus shares. Bonus shares are fully paid up shares given by a company as a gift out of its accumulated profits or reserve to existing equity shareholders in proportion of shares held by them. It is given free of cost. When bonus shares are issued, equity shareholders are informed by sending the letter. This letter contains total number of shares held on a record date, total number of bonus shares issued, DPID number, client ID number, date of credit, etc. Total number of bonus shares issued are credited to the shareholders. Demat account or share certificate is issued if shares are in physical form. Record date. It is the date fixed by the company to decide the shareholders who are eligible for receiving bonus shares. The company considers the name of those shareholders whose name appear in its records as shareholder as on the record date. It is the cutoff date for determining the number of registered members who are eligible for corporate benefits like dividends and bonus shares. Fourth, reply letter. Reply letter to the query of the member on low rate of dividend given by the company. This letter is sent to the member who is not satisfied with the payment of dividend made by the company. After receiving complaint letter from the concerned member about low rate of dividend, the company's secretary sends the reply letter to the member. The reply letter contains or specifies the reason for low rate of dividend. Summary. Joint stock companies requires huge capital to run its business. The capital is contributed by the shareholders by purchasing shares of the company. Members are the owners of the company. Routine administration of the company is managed by the board of directors. Important decisions need approval of the shareholders at the general meeting. Various points like providing correct information, use of lucid language, prompt response, maintain secrecy, etc. to be considered by the secretary in correspondence with members. The secretary has to correspond with members on various important occasions. Correspondence with debenture holders. Introduction. The capital of a company is raised by issuing shares or debentures to the public. The share capital is the owned capital while debenture capital is the borrowed capital of a company. Debenture is an acknowledgement of a debt. Debenture capital is the borrowed capital of a company. Debenture holder is a creditor of the company. Compared to equity shares, debenture is considered as safe and secured capital. Debentures are issued for a specific period and it carries fixed rate of interest as a return on investment in debentures. The secretary has to communicate the decisions of the management and other information to the debenture holders by conducting correspondence. He should be very cautious and careful while corresponding with debenture holders of the company. Certificate of debenture should be issued within a period of 6 months from the date of allotment of debentures. A company cannot issue debentures to more than 500 people without appointing a debenture trustee. Precautions to be taken by the secretary while corresponding with debenture holders. The following precautions are to be kept in mind by the secretary while corresponding with the debenture holders. First, politeness, courtesy. Being the creditors, due respect should be given to the debenture holder in secretarial correspondence. The tone of language in the letter should be courteous. Rude and harsh language should be strictly avoided. Second, prompt response. The Secretary should promptly reply and respond to the queries and complaints of the debenture holders without any delay. Third, legal provisions. The Secretary should follow the statutory provisions of the Companies Act 2013 and other relevant laws while corresponding with debenture holders. Secretary should be cautious and careful while corresponding with debenture holders on legal matters. Fourth, transparency. To maintain greater transparency with debenture holders, it is necessary to disclose all correct and accurate information of the company, credit rating of the company, true and real facts of company's affairs, etc. in correspondence. Fifth, conciseness. The letter to the debenture holders should be concise, i.e., brief, short, and to the point. Unnecessary and irrelevant information must be avoided. Sixth, precise information. The Secretary should provide precise and up-to-date information to the debenture holders. The information must be factual and true. Seventh, secrecy. As a confidential officer of the company, Secretary should not disclose any important and secret information related to the company while corresponding with debenture holders. 8. Image and goodwill of the company. While corresponding with debenture holders, the Secretary should always try to maintain goodwill and create a good image of the company in the mind of debenture holders. Circumstances under which a Secretary has to enter into correspondence with debenture holders. The following are the few circumstances under which the Secretary enters into correspondence with the debenture holders. First, informing the applicant about allotment of debentures. Second, informing about payment of interest through interest warrant and electronic payment of interest, letter for conversion of debentures into equity shares, and letter for redemption of debentures.